Hello and welcome to your fourth class on JavaScript. In this lesson we will talk about what are strings and how we can use them to write our JavaScript code. First of all, I want to tell you that JavaScript has different types of variables as what we have learned in the first lesson. And strings are special type of variables which represent text. So let's create one string. Let's write var str1, so string number 1 equals this is text. As you can see, the variable has been created. Now let's create the variable number 2. So variable str2 equals 2. We can write the text inside of these symbols also, singular ones. It doesn't really matter. And let's write hello world, the standard text. Or let's write hello worlds actually. That looks better. So now we have two different strings. Let's try and connect them together. We will do this by writing str2 equals str1 concat, and here we will write two values. One will be a connector, so let's put a space right here, and the second one will be the actual string that we want to add. So let's write str2. As you can see, the value was recorded and it equals to the two strings that we have defined before put together. This is called a function for a string, and there are different functions. For example, if we want to find a length of a function, we need to write .length. So let's do this right now. str2 .length, and we got an error. That's because we didn't write the length in a correct way. We should write length and as we can see, the string length is 27. The error we got is important, and I did this on purpose. That's because in other languages, for example C++, we do write the brackets, but in JavaScript we do not need brackets, we just write length. However, if you want to access a specific character in your string, for example a letter T in the string 2, we should write this using index, and we are writing index like this. So let's put a 0 inside of them. 0 identifies the first character, not the 0, but the first character in the string. So let's enter the code. And we got an error again. That's because even though we have returned the value of string, the name of the string was incorrect. So this is a second type of mistake that you can make. If there has not been created any string, there is no character to return. But if we write a correct name, for example like this, it will return a value. Another type of mistake could be writing correct name but incorrect index. As you can see, we didn't get an error because the name was correct. but we got a undefined value. That's because there is no character at position -1. There are of course other type of functions. For example, we can write str2 equals str2 dot to uppercase, and it will turn whole text into uppercase. However, as you can see, if we'll console that log string 2, we'll get a function. That's because we didn't put brackets inside of the function. So let's do this correct way right now. And let's put str2 equals str1 dot to uppercase, and let's put brackets right here. Enter. As you can see, the text did turn out to be uppercase. That's because we did use brackets when the brackets were needed. So you can see that some functions like length doesn't require brackets, and some functions like to uppercase, to lowercase, or concat do need brackets. There are many other functions that are influencing the value of string, and you can learn about them through Googling or searching on the internet. And I do encourage you to try on your own and find what are their other functions that are related to strings and how are they making the value of string different. For your homework, you need to find 3 other functions that are influencing strings and use the dot length function in order to modify specific characters in a string. This is homework which is a little bit more difficult than in the previous lessons. But the only way to learn writing a good code is to learn finding information online. You will have to find information, especially when you're working on new projects, and especially when you have some errors in your code. So I think the video lesson 4 is a good point to start learning the skills which you will learn and need later in your job. I wish you good luck.